Well, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing fine. So, in today's lecture, we will see education defined from different perspectives. That is, generally speaking, what do we mean by education? I'm assuming you already know what education is, but we cannot really deal with the rest of our main subject interest without seeing or without dealing with really basics in the field. So, in the outline of this presentation or this lecture, we will see education defined from different angles, that is, according to dictionaries, as a discipline, according to different scholars, the goal of education, the types of education, and finally, the references used in this lecture. So, without further delay, let's see what we have. So, education defined according to, of course, a dictionary definition, education is the process of receiving or giving systemic instruction, especially at school or university. Or we can say also it's an enlightening experience. And indeed, education is about receiving or having or possessing or being exposed to information as well as given instruction or given knowledge. That is, it is both the teaching and the learning process at the same time. We can also say that education as a discipline, as you know, it has to do with the methods and the techniques and the approaches of teaching and learning process, of course, in schools or even in those environments or in those school-like environments. It is outside classrooms. The goal of education, we can say that the ultimate purpose of education is to contribute to the cognitive development of an individual, that is, the advancement of society, and to make a significant contribution to social, economic, and political development. Education is a process that not only helps us gain new knowledge and achievements, but also helps us develop our thoughts, emotions, opinions, and perspectives. And indeed, it is the case. We can also say that education is not limited to formal institutions, such as schools, universities, etc., but can also be gained through informal means such as self-learning, work experience, interaction with environment, that is interactions and discussions and communications with family members, with friends, with colleagues at work, etc. It involves the transfer of knowledge and skills to develop their understanding of the world around them and to improve their lives. Now we come to the different definitions or meaning proposed or given by different scholars. Let's start with Durkheim. He conceives education as the socialization of younger generation. He further states that it is a continuous effort to impose on child ways of seeing, feeling, and acting which he could not have arrived at spontaneously. To Mahatma Gandhi, education is an all around drawing out of the best in men, mind, body, and spirit. According to Aristotle, education is the creation of a sound mind in a sound body, like we say in Arabic, العقل السليم في الجسم السليم. Plato also means or states that education is the capacity to feel pleasure and pain at the right moment. Now we come to the types or the different types of education. Education goes beyond what takes place within the four walls of the classroom. A child gets the education from his experiences outside school as well as from those within on the basis of these factors. There are three main types of education, namely, we have the formal, the informal, and the non formal types of education. Let's start with the basic one and the very obvious one, which is the formal type of education. As we all know, it's the structured form of education. It takes place in schools, universities, academic institutions, etc. It follows a fixed curriculum, that is program, syllabus, and has defined learning objectives and is usually led by teachers or instructors. The main characteristics of this type of education is that, as we say, it's structured hierarchy. That is, we have student, teachers, administration, boss, etc. It is planned and deliberate. It has a syllabus and subject oriented, and the syllabus usually has to be covered within a specific time period. That is, we have timetable, or we have semester or time period to finish within within which the proposed syllabus or program. It uses a time-based grading scheme. That is, students usually are evaluated during tests, exams, etc. And those tools of evaluation or those assessment tools are within a time frame. That is, it is within 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, and students will be evaluated. So it is time-based grading scheme. The teachers instruct the youngsters. Now, the second type of education, which is the informal, that is, it's the instructed form of education, and it occurs where outside the formal setting. That is, it's usually self-directed, based on personal interests, experiences, and for instance, it should that is, example, include learning from family, friends, work experience, etc. Its characteristics: it has no set or it has no boundaries, it has no definite syllabus, it is not pre-planned and has no schedule. And we get informal education by daily experience and learning new things. Thus, there are no fees necessary, and it is a natural process that lasts a lifetime. And there is no need for certifications, degrees, and there is no need to learn new topics. And you may learn from a variety of sources, including the media, personal experience, friends, and family. The non-formal education, it's a type of education that takes place outside the formal school system, but it's still structured and organized. What do I mean by this? It is designed to address specific learning needs or to provide job-related skills. Examples: it could be adult education, vocational training, community-based education, etc. That is, those formation or those education or those learning or training or vocational training you take outside the formal school system, or that is outside the classrooms. So its characteristics are: it's non-formal education. It still is planned and takes place apart from the school system. The timetable and the syllabus can be adjustable, and unlike the theoretical formal education, it is practical and vocational education, and it has no age limit. Fees and certificates may or may not be necessary. That is, sometimes it is paid and sometimes it is not. Sometimes you will have a certificate and sometimes no. So it may be full-time or part-time learning, and one can be earn and learn together, and it involves learning of professional skills. That is what do you mean by earn and learn. Some teachers who teach those type of non-formal education, they could get paid and teach those formation at the same time. That is, they can earn money and teach and learn at the same time. And these are the references used in this lecture. And thank you so much for your kind attention, and see you in the next lecture. Thank you.